ready to turn up your impact and be the powerful person you dream of being? Then drive up to Career Conference 2025, coming over 3 weekends in March to 12 cities across the country. That's double the amount of cities as last year, so everyone can have the opportunity to revel in the recognition, connections, education, and motivation that could help you live up to your potential. I'm falling into you. Feeling like a goal-getter? You can take advantage of special Career Conference challenges and recognition, like the Step Up to DIQ Challenge and the Pearls of Sharing Challenge. We'll light up the Career Conference stage with recognition and one of these amazing rewards for the top 10 superstars at each conference. Get ready to expand your mind, design your dreams, and strengthen your Mary Kay connections at an event of pink proportions. Show up for yourself so you can fire up your dreams. Mary Kay is going up, and you can join us when you power up at Career Conference 2025.
Okay.
Gets me so excited.
I know, I'm super excited. But let's throw it over to Patsy.
Well, thank you, Melanie. I just love that video because it reminds me how much fun it is when we all get together and the power of all that positivity in the room and everybody's excitement about one of the lines she said in there is, "Are you a goal getter?" I love that. I'm a goal getter. I'm working on goals. I hope you are. So speaking of that, let's talk about some recognition. Who saw some new faces this week? Anybody? Wonderful. Congratulations. Let's have you put in the chat what your sales were for this week. We want to cheer you on. If you opened your store, we want to hear about it. And if you did 600 or more, let's hear about that. Anybody? I love it. I just got my box today with my new brush holder. I haven't figured out how to use it yet, but this is for putting in a $700 order. I think it's going to fit more than just brushes, don't you? I think I can probably fit a bunch of stuff in there, and it's my favorite color. So
I saw someone who had taken it apart and used it as 2 little cups for storing like eyeliners and brushes. So
that's a cute idea. Well, yeah. I'm excited to throw that in my Mary Kay suitcase that I have. So who's working towards STAR? That's something we want to recognize. If you have, yay, Sherry, if you have in at least $1,200, you're on target for STAR for this quarter. And we do need to think bigger. You know, you can't just think about one day at a time. You have to project. So if you are on target for your STAR, let's hear about that from you. Anybody? Okay. Shannon had 8 faces. That's amazing. Congratulations. That's fabulous.
Shannon, you need to brag about that, babe, because I came up to Elk Grove and they kept having models and models and models show up. And she had 6 at the first thing. And I think 3 last. How many did you have last night? 3, 2? I don't know, simply 3. Okay. So she had 3 last night and 6 the night before. So
yay. So you've got
awesome.
Your 9 done right there. That's amazing. And, you know, one of the things that we want to work towards is our Pearls of Sharing and our Power Start. And a Power Start is 30 faces in 1 month. Diane talked about if you saw 8 faces a week, you'd have it done like that. And those are the magic numbers. This business is not magical. It's mathematical. If you see enough faces, you can get anything you want. That's awesome. Congrats, Melissa. I'm so all men. Of course they are. Very exciting. Let's see. What are you going to do? If you don't have the 1,200 in yet, what's your plan? What are you going to do about that? You're a goal getter. Do you have a plan in action to make that happen? Because the stars are the ones that earn cars. The stars are the program that help you get all the fun things that are on the Star Consultant program. I don't know about you, but I take full advantage of that. I have, when I get my points up, I had enough points to buy 5 iPads this time. And
you bought 5 iPads?
They're the Fire Stick, Firebrand, whatever. Yeah, I bought 5
Kindle
of them.
Fire. Wow.
Nice.
Kindle Fire. Thank you. Yeah. So, very good. That's awesome. 1,400. Woohoo. And, you know, there's so many things on the Star Consultant Plan that you can take care of. And we want to be a star because who knows why?
The stars win cars, stars move up.
And you have the product on hand to service your customers. And women are impulse buyers, and we want to be able to hand them that product right at the moment. And if you need help with some ideas to help get to your star, there's Monica's 50% off deal. If you don't know about that, talk to your director. For every $50 customer buys from you, you can sell them one item at a half price. You don't make extra money, but you don't lose any money, and you expose them to a new product. Oh, thank you for that. And it changes every month. And Monica's very strategic in what she puts on this so that it rotates your stock and helps you move things along that somebody may not have tried before. And I think that's so brilliant.
Patsy, do you mind if I mention something I just learned today? And you guys are going to laugh because I bet all of you know this but me. On the bottom of Monica's sheet, do y'all see this QR code? Do you know if your customers scan that, it'll show them a 15 to 20-second video on every one of these products? And all the handouts that explain what all these products do.
That's new on there. That's cool.
So you say to your customer, just hold your phone over this thing, and they can do that. And then that will bring them up the explanation of the renewal mask and the hydrator and the whatever.
Cool.
So, and it's funny because last night when Shannon's gals all were buying stuff, I said, well, you spent $68. You don't have to, but you can take something off your half off. Well, they were not going to not get something because that's how women roll. And they were like, oh my God, I think I'll take that. So 2 people took primer, someone else took body lotion, but they're trying product. And yes, you don't make any profit, but Shannon got them on products that they don't normally get, which is, as everyone knows, that's the goal. So. But I didn't know about that QR code. I'm sure you all knew. I just learned that today.
So, and we've been working on the can't think of the name of the program we're doing.
Boss Babe.
Boss Babes. Thank you. I lost that thought for a minute. There's like a little hole right here in my brain. Points. Anybody totaled up their points, keeping track of their points? If you want to put your points in the chat, we'd love to hear what your progress is and how that's going for you. And so with that said, I'm going to hand it off to Melanie.
Okay, well, I get to do announcements and just a couple of, Connie, actually, when you are a star, your name gets up higher on the list when people are searching for a consultant. So you definitely want to be a star. You will get more of those guest orders and people ordering from you, people signing up for your website that you haven't even, or for your customer list that you haven't met yet. So thank you for reminding us of that, Connie. That's a super important reason to be a star. And star gets you early ordering privileges too. So there's lots of reasons to be a star. Anyway, just with that in mind, the star quarter goes until March 15th. So we are almost at the end of February. There's a couple of weeks. If you are strategic and, talk to your director, and Patsy had some fabulous ideas that she shared with us. And there are, it is not too late. Even if you were not able to say I'm on target right now, it is not too late to still earn your star. So talk to your director about that because it ends on March 15th this quarter, and then a new one starts. But you want to get this now, especially if you have things you've already built up, you've been ordering. Don't lose that because you start over again on March 16th and you start at 0 for a star. So take that momentum and carry it to earn a star. Friday.
Melanie, do you know where the star tour is? I know it's not Norway. We did that last quarter. Does anybody know where the next country is? I should know this.
Yeah,
okay, I'll go look it up.
Yeah, those are so good. And okay, so Friday, last day to sign up for a career conference to register online. So don't miss that. It's also the last day to earn your recognition. So for the Pearls of Sharing, between January and Friday, so January 1st and this coming Friday, you need to have a Great Start consultant recruit during that time, and you will get the Pearls of Sharing when you register. or when you pick up your badge at Career Conference. So super exciting. And your name goes into a drawing for the beautiful, I think it's Tory Burch pearl set. So, and bag. So it's, yeah, you want to be in that drawing. Is anybody already in the drawing?
Hilda
Okay,
is.
Heather, Hilda, awesome. Yeah, I'm super
Shannon.
excited about that. Okay, all right. Let's see. And you know what? We talked about just a quick update. If you remember that the bronzers, I have not heard that they have released them again yet. They've held those the two bronzers, the new products. Oh, Diane's going to show
I'm
us all the
sorry,
good stuff.
I'm a little behind you
Nope,
talking,
that's
but here's
okay.
the
But
pearls,
there's
there's
the beautiful pearls and bag. So pearls of sharing, everybody who comes in with a Great Start qualified between January 1 and February 28 gets the pearls of sharing, and your name goes into the drawing. And each career conference location, they're going to give away one of these. So they're going to pull one name, and somebody is going to get those beautiful pearls and that bag. So
Melanie, I'm reading the fine print right here, and I believe it says 3 names will be selected at each conference, included
okay,
at
so
the
it's
general
not just
session.
one.
And
Okay,
each Great Start qualifying, I think they're giving away 3.
so 3 okay, so chances just got better. But you have to be in the drawing one time, so at least
Right.
one time. And the more Great Start qualified consultants you have, the more times your name will be in the drawing. And of course, we're excited to see all of those other top 10 recognition, top 10 Queen's Court of Personal Sales, both for consultants and directors, and Queen's Court of Sharing, and unit sales. Those are awesome, those sunglasses. So, and yeah. And if you're on target for 1 star, you get the beautiful necklace. If you are, and that is on target for either Court of Sales or Court of Sharing. If you're on target for 2, you get the set. So pretty exciting. Beautiful. Cool. Yeah. Can't wait to see all that stuff in person. It looks awesome. Okay. And then coming up this week, Janice has 2 fabulous events for us. And so I will wait for Diane's screen to come up. Wednesday is a skincare class. It's going to be great. You want to get your people on. I gave out a few packets last week, and people were not able to get with me, so I'm going to get them on that. And yeah, it's going to be translated into Spanish, and she's giving away product gifts. So that's going to be fun. And then Thursday night, we have the sharing event with Tandy Fisher. She was one of our speakers at Leadership. I was like super impressed with her. I just loved what she had to say. So she's $1 million director, and Janice always brings us quality people. If you want to have guests on these, that's the purpose. But if you don't have a guest, get yourself on there for the inspiration, because that's going to help you get to the next time. And you may hear this one, and when you meet someone, you think, oh, I need that Tandy Fisher. That's the perfect story for this person that I just met. And then you can go to share the link for the story from Janice's website. So these are just awesome things that Janice does for us. So, you know what? And help me out if I missed anything, because that's everything I have written down. Yep.
By the way, you guys, if you didn't see this, because I know some people missed it, this recording from last Wednesday was amazing. If you are not feeling a really high confidence level on our skincare sets, all 4 of these, go back on Janice Trude's YouTube channel and look at this one called Products and Product Knowledge, because you can literally just grab a pad of paper and take notes.
That was so good. And yeah, this is the first time I'd heard Stephanie. She's so knowledgeable about the products, because she was in product development at one time, and now they've moved her over to marketing. So she knows the products from the inside out, as far as how they, where they're producing them. And now she's into the marketing of them. So she was awesome. I'd never heard her before. And I know Janice is bringing her back for something again in March. So I'm excited about that. And I have not heard, I saw that in the notes, you said update on the bronzers, but I don't have an update on the bronzers, other than that they're still withholding them to make sure that, so we're still waiting. They still have them. They haven't pulled them off the market. They want to get them out to us. They're just looking for a way to get them to us that will maintain the quality of the product. So they don't want us to get products that are broken, or they don't want our customers to get products that are broken. So they're taking care of us by doing this. It's a little bit, makes us sad when we see something beautiful in the magazine and they say, you can't have that yet. So, but they are working on it. Just want you to know that. Okay. So next up, I believe we are going to Diane. So.
Excuse me, I have a frog in my throat. Hilda, congratulations on your $328 week. So you guys, does anyone else have anything they want to crow about that happened this last week? I say crow because back in the day, they actually would bring out a rubber chicken. I'm not lying to you. That stiff rubber chicken that had like no feathers or anything on it. And they'd say, okay, who has crow time? And if you were negative, they'd throw the rubber chicken at you. Just saying. So no pity parties, just all about positive. Sherry, what do you want to share?
So, I got through all my badges, and I posted this morning, I posted my thing backwards. I choose Mary Kay. And it was so funny because it went on my Facebook, and one of my Bible study friends came on and said, "You do Mary Kay?" And this was like my top fruit because she has a 501c3 and she does pediatric cancer kids. And I was going to talk to Diane and set up a meeting, and it wound up that she's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm totally for it. I'll open my house and you just let me know what you need." And I said, "Well, give me a few seconds and let me figure it out and I will get back with you." But she's like, "I love CC cream." And then I found out she doesn't have a consultant, and I'm like, "Yay!" So it's gonna be
Just by
fun.
making that post, you guys just never know when you're planting that seed. Great job, Sherry.
Yeah, good times.
Anyone else super, super fast? Really want to share really, really quick? Okay. Well, one of the things I get to go over is, so you guys, this is week 7 of Boss Babe. Now I know that every week we're inspired. We hear Ann Newberry and our hearts melt. And then we hear, the next person, they've each got their own little blaze a trail kind of mindset. And before we hear from Jamie Taylor, what I want to ask you guys is for a second to reflect back on the last 7 weeks. And I want to know from any one of you, you can unmute, raise your hand, type in the chat. What have you in the last 6 weeks, what have you implemented of all these brilliant ideas hiccups, of all these brilliant ideas you've heard, what have you actually implemented? Are you making an effort looking for areas outside of town to do events? Are you thinking bigger? Like what have you implemented? Anybody? Or is everyone in a coma? Talk. Okay, Heather, go for it.
I have really implemented looking the hour away from me, where I can go, who do I know in those towns? What family do I have in those towns? And
Great.
what events are in those towns that I can hook up with and make connections. So, and I've benefited from starting that. So that was really great.
Isn't it funny, a little shift in your mindset, like all of a sudden there's all these things you can do.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, you guys, if you have somebody, it could even be a distant cousin or a friend of a friend or somebody you haven't talked to in a long time and said, I don't know if you know, but I really want to build up in Woodland. And I know you're the only person I know up there. So you're my girl. I think Kelly reinforced that a few weeks ago. Like, you're my girl. And I just need to know if I come up there, is there any reason you can't get 3 or 4 of your girlfriends around your table? And I'll make it worth your while. And all you need is one party in that town for it to explode, Heather. So congratulations. Who else has a takeaway? Anything you've implemented since we started?
I'll share something.
Okay.
And I don't remember who said it, but it was working with intention. And I did a bridal fair on Sunday, and it was not very well attended. They didn't advertise it well, but I got 4 appointments out of it. So I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. And I was working with intention, and I did a facial on Monday, and she's signing up tonight. So I'm working full circle and working with intention and talking about the business while all the stuff's drying. So you just never know who's going to be your next star.
Patsy, that's why you are in the position you are in and you are the leader that you are, because some people could have taken that situation and said, wah, I got 4 leads, or wah, nobody was there. But instead, you turned that around and said, hey, I got 4 bookings. This is great. I'm going to get, you know what I mean? It's so much. It's like what Simon Sinek talked about when I taught earlier. It's about taking those obstacles, shift your focus, and stop looking at the obstacles or the mountain in front of you and figure out a way to make it happen. So good job, Patsy.
Well, and I think when you're doing an event, if you get one really solid, good lead out of it, it usually pays for the event. So
I
it's your
always say it's
follow-up,
quality, not quantity.
right?
So thank you so much for sharing that. Okay, who else has implemented anything? Anything, any shift in your brain, anything that you're doing different?
Shannon's got her hand up.
All right.
Okay. Well, this is all new to me, so I'm not used to any of this. So I become more active and I really want to do something with this. But I also work 2 jobs and I'm a teacher. So at the end of the day, I look like this and I'm completely worn out. But what I implemented was I turned my son's bedroom into a little part of the office so that I can organize and I can really see what I've got and keep myself organized. It's putting this, it's making it real, making it a reality. And we had 2 parties this week and it was a nice turnout. So I'm getting there. I'm learning a lot from you guys. And I just started watching the Zoom videos too, just recently. So I'm excited to be on the team.
Well, and I was sharing about how a week ago I said, okay, what's in the night recovery? And Shannon was like, don't ask me these questions. And so I said, vitamins A, C, and E. So last night I said, Shannon, what's in here? And you go, vitamins A, C, and E. And I'm like, ah. So it's baby steps, sweetheart. But you had 6 guests on Thursday and 3 guests last night. So you're doing a great job on inviting people and getting people there. And it's all about pampering them. So, and you had sales last night. And I'll tell you what, if you had a wagon full of product, you would have had triple the sales. No, I'm serious, you guys. If you bring product for them and it's there in their face, like this kind of a situation, or like Sherry's got her china cabinet, if you bring product that they can shop, your sales will go through the roof. Okay, anything else anyone's implemented? Anything big or small since we've been doing Boss Babe?
I did all the kits together that
Oh, you put your trays and your mirrors and
I did
your
all my trays and mirrors and organized that. And I still haven't gotten my mints yet to put in my little bags, my cello bags, but I have all my hello tags all together. I mean, I'm so detailed, it drives me crazy at times. So, but I mean, I was sitting at the DMV and after about 2 hours of sitting there, I said, oh, hell, I'm going to just start promoting Mary Kay. And I'm like, hey, have you ever had Mary Kay before? No, I've never heard of her. I'm like, whoa. So I got a couple of leads that way. And it was just, I turned lemons into lemonade and it turned out really good. I'm still waiting for responses, but I got one response already from that lead. So it's good.
Nice. Congratulations, Sherry, for doing that. Hilda typed in the chat, communicating more with my clients, following up and communicating more with my director. Oh, I love that, Hilda. So that's great. And you guys, like I said, you can hear one thing. Janice talked about branding. I mean, everybody had sent a little bit of a different spin before we hear Jamie Taylor. Anybody else want to make a comment on anything they implemented? Anything you did? Or maybe it was just a shift in your mind. Becky, go for it.
Yeah, I dare come off my video. Anyway, yeah, I was listening to a motivational speaker, and she was talking about listen to who you hang out with. Who do you listen to? What is their position in the world? Are they just an influencer that you just picked out of the air and you like the sound of their voice? Hello, or are they a successful entrepreneur that has something to say? So who do I listen to? You, you, Diane, Kelly, Patsy, You're our representatives of the company. You tell us and you motivate us and you coach us. So, I was reinforcing that while I was listening to this lady, and I said, yes, we have our mentors 24/7 if we'd like them. If we could keep them awake long enough, we might be able to get them in the middle of the night, and they're hands on. And here they are on camera. Go figure, and they made it. I haven't. So, ears wide open.
Yep. And that's why it's taking one baby step at a time, babe. So congratulations for that, Becky. All right, you guys, let's, if you have anything else, you can always volunteer at the end when Kelly does recap, but we're going to go ahead and, is it okay, Kelly, if I start the video, or did you want to say something first? Kelly, did you want to say something, or do you want me to just start the video?
Just really pay attention. That's all.
Yeah, Jamie's got some great stuff in here, you guys. You're going to find some real nuggets. All right, let me get this up here and okay, why is she not talking? Whoops, hold on.
My name is National Sales Director Jamie Taylor, and I know that I'm hanging out with some incredible trailblazing beauty consultants today. So welcome to another episode of our Boss Babe series featuring trailblazers and how you can be a trailblazer in your Mary Kay business and in your life. So welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to be with you guys, and I'm excited to get to know you a little bit better. So if you don't know me, I already told you my name is Jamie, and I already told you I'm a national sales director. But a couple of fun facts. I am actually currently the youngest national sales director in North America, which is fun. That was a goal that I had a long time ago, and I ended up reaching that, which is really cool. But position available. If you are younger than me and would love to become a national, you do it, girl. I would love that for you. But for now, I am our youngest. Okay. So that's a fun fact about me. I started my Mary Kay business as a 20-year-old in college. It was 2012. So it was 12 years ago. And yeah, I did not know that it was going to turn into all of this. After starting my business at the age of 20, I went on to, love it through college. I actually earned my first Mary Kay card in college and became a sales director the same week that I graduated and had finals my senior year of college. It was a busy week. I finished DIQ and then went to a final exam and then graduated. So fun stuff. Earned my card during that time, got out of college and decided to embrace my Mary Kay business full time. That wasn't the plan. The plan was to get a big girl grown up job. And I decided to embrace my Mary Kay business full time, and the rest is history. So after that, I earned my first pink Cadillac at the age of 22. I earned my first top sales director trip at 23, and I went on over the course of those next 6 years from earning my first top trip to become a national. I became a national at 29 years old. And oh my goodness, what an incredible journey. And I want to share with you a little bit about the journey. And I want to share with you a little bit today about what it means to be a trailblazer in your Mary Kay business. Now, listen, if I put myself in your shoes as a beauty consultant and somebody said, be a trailblazer, I would be like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I know you can look to your sales director or to national sales directors on these videos that you're getting to listen to and to think, do I have anything in common with her? I don't know. I remember that feeling so well. But in hindsight, when I look back on my first year that I was a beauty consultant, there were so many really cool, great trailblazing things that I was doing that I didn't quite see it at the time, and I can see it now. And so I want to help give you some ideas of what this could look like for you to step into not just being a follower, though I'm sure you're an excellent follower of your leader. I mean, hey, you're participating in our Boss Babe series. You're showing up. I know that about you. I know that even though I might not know exactly who I'm talking to right now, I know that if you're watching this video and here we are at the beginning of the year, that you're somebody who has goals, you want to make changes, you're showing up, you're hungry to learn, and you're open to the possibility of more, right? I know that must be true about you, right? So I was saying, I'm sure you are a great follower. I'm sure you are. But being a trailblazer looks like stepping out of just being a follower and stepping into being a creator, taking an active role in creating the future that you want with your Mary Kay business and how your Mary Kay business can support what you want for your future and dreams that you have. And really just, like I said, taking an active role in that and not just waiting for your leader or a trainer or somebody or the company to tell you what to do. We get to glean wisdom from those people, but the time comes, and for all of us, where it's time to.
What did you discuss with the Holy Father in that
Okay,
final meeting?
it's not
See the
supposed
most
to do
astonishing
commercials, you guys.
performances
Sorry,
of
I
the
don't know
year
why it's
in
doing
hands
that.
down the best picture.
Take the baton, and it's our turn to run. It's our turn to create. It's our turn to lead. And I want you to know, no matter how long you've been in your Mary Kay business, whether you just started, you're not too early. You're not too young. You're not too inexperienced. You can start leading here, right where you are. Or maybe you've been building your Mary Kay business for a long, long time. It's not too late. It's not too late. We're each on our own journey, right? And, when we think about trailblazers and blazing a trail, it makes me think of the opposite of that, which would be a well-worn path, right? So let's explore the differences in the characteristics of a well-worn path and a trailblazer, or a blazed trail, I should say. So a well-worn path, that's going to be something that somebody has figured out for us, right? Maybe a well-worn path that's coming to your mind, like a hiking trail that you love or whatever. Maybe it's something that, it has just been worn down through years and years and thousands of people taking that path so that it's worn for you. You can tell this is the way to go. Somebody else has figured it out. Or maybe it's even like a paved trail. But either way, in these scenarios, the obstacles have been figured out for us. Somebody has already done the navigating for us, and they have decided this is the path of least resistance. This is how we're going to go. Hey, that's great. We need those, right? We love and appreciate those well-worn paths, both literally in the physical world, but also in our Mary Kay businesses. There are things that people have just gone before us. They've figured it out for us. This works. So we love that. Okay. We love that. But, there's this part of it that you just kind of follow where the path leads. You'll end up where it ends up. And it's all been kind of figured out for you. But when you're blazing a trail, well, you're navigating the whole thing. You're overcoming obstacles as they're coming at you. And you're trying to decide, okay, am I going to keep moving forward? And how could I go over, under, or around this obstacle? What would be my best plan? And you take an active role in how this journey turns out, but also you're going to make decisions based on where you want to go. If you're blazing a trail, it's because you're trying to get somewhere. So where are you trying to get? And what is going to be the best way for you to get there? Because sometimes well-worn paths, while they are convenient, safe, and easy, are they going to take you to the destination that you want? So the question is, what do you want with your Mary Kay business? What kind of income are you wanting to generate? Where do you want to end up on the career path? What's your wildest Mary Kay dream? Dream as big as you can. Where are you trying to get? Because there are times where we follow the path of things that have been taught to us. And there are times where it's time to lead and go create what we need to create. Okay. So I know this is all kind of abstract. So let me bring it back down to my Mary Kay business. So I told you guys I started in college, and honestly, starting my Mary Kay business was one of the first times I blazed a trail in my Mary Kay business. I don't know if you can relate, but it took an insane amount of courage for me to just say yes to Mary Kay and to order my starter kit. Can anybody relate? That in and of itself was the first time that I was kind of veering off of the regular path of, here I was 20 years old and in college. Of course, I went on to get my degree, but I was on this path. I was looking for part-time jobs. I was looking for, just the regular things that college students do to make extra money. And when Mary Kay came along, this was the first time that I was like, this is a little outside of the box, and it scares me. I'm uncomfortable thinking about putting myself out there, opening myself up to rejection, being embarrassed, perhaps. Saying yes to Mary Kay was the first time I started. It wasn't just that I started my business, I started my trail. And I took a step onto this journey that I didn't exactly know how it was going to turn out. And I knew there'd probably be some obstacles and it might be a little bumpy here or there, but what if it turned out better than I could even imagine? Can anybody relate? I am here to tell you, as your Mary Kay big sister, who's maybe further down her journey than you, it gets really good. So be sure to keep traveling down that path. So congratulations to you for starting your Mary Kay business. But not long after I started my business, I told you I was in college. And a fun fact about my college was it was a Christian university. So we didn't have Greek life. There was not like a party culture or anything like that. And I loved my school experience. But I was booking and really trying to build my business and get in front of people. And I was doing faces and stuff like that. And booking always felt challenging to me. And I look back, I'm really proud of myself for just doing it anyways, because it always scared me to talk to girls on campus and ask them to be a face model. And it was hard for me, but I did it. And I look back and I'm really proud. But a time that I blazed a trail, and this is a small example, but it showed you the way I was thinking. I thought to myself, if somebody were to try to book me, would I say yes to this? Like, these scripts that we get, scripts are great. They're a great place to start. But this was a time where, yes, I was following well. I was a good student of Mary Kay. I would take in the information, but this was a time based on, I was the youngest person in my unit. I was the only college student in my unit. And this was the time that I kind of veered off and blazed a trail and thought, okay, I know all these concepts based on what I'm learning from my Mary Kay mentors, but is there a tweak I can make that would help me to get more yeses? What could help me get more yeses? Because maybe this script in theory works, but will it work really well for my demographic and for the women that I'm trying to book? And so this was a question I asked myself. Well, would I say yes to this? Would I book with me? Right? Have you ever asked yourself that? Would I book with me? Go pull up the last few booking messages that you sent, or reflect on the last time you did try to book somebody on the phone, in person, or through messaging them. Go back and read it. Would you be really honest with yourself? Would you be like, yeah, I would book? That sounds amazing. If the answer is, I don't know that I would book, but I'm sending out my messages. Okay, this is time where you could potentially blaze a trail and go into that creative mode. So I thought to myself, what would I absolutely say yes to? 100%. I would say yes. I just told you a little bit about my college's culture. And I thought, wouldn't it be so great to have a space where we would have an excuse to get dressed up? Because we didn't really have that with our lack of parties and our lack of Greek life. And so I was like, man, if I could come up with some kind of really fun mixer, social gathering, a fun event that I hadn't seen modeled for me anywhere else. I just, bookings and parties and facials. But I was like, could I come up with an event that somebody would say yes to? If I were to ask them, they'd be like, that sounds fun. And so I created a little black dress event. And I invited girls. It gave me so much confidence to literally say to them in class, hey, I'm having this event Friday night. Will you please come? And it gave me confidence to ask them like that. And they said, oh, that sounds like so much fun. I made little invite flyers. I had a whole theme, everybody. So I was meeting a need. The girls on my campus, they were like, a reason to get dressed up and wear a cocktail dress. I'm in. We didn't have things like that. And so I created it. I created something that didn't exist on our campus. And I created something that my Mary Kay sisters weren't necessarily doing. They didn't have to do it, but I did it. And I had a huge event, dozens of girls come out. I sold a bunch. I added new team members. It was outside of my comfort zone. And I felt in over my head when they were all coming into that event in their little black dresses. And here I was, barely a red jacket, pulling off this event. I felt out of my scope. But I look back, I'm so proud of myself that I had the guts to try something new and to say, would I say yes to this? And the answer was yeah. If somebody tried to book me for this, I would go. And so it intimidated me and it felt too big for me, but I did it anyways. And it wasn't perfect. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure I messed things up, but that's where my head was at.
This is Amazon's new money making.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Let me show you how it
seriously.
works. That app is called Audible. It's
When was the last time that you put yourself out there? Maybe put yourself in a place that you're like, I don't feel ready for this. That's what placing a trail feels like sometimes, but it can take you to where you want to go. I want to share another one with you. I told you I joined in 2012 and I was 20 years old. I just so happened to join Mary Kay at a time in our world's history, and also my age, was this perfect intersection of the very beginning of social media. So like the year that I joined Mary Kay, I had just gotten my first smartphone. I had downloaded the Instagram app. I had Instagram well before Mary Kay Cosmetics had their own Instagram account. Very few people were on the app when I got it. And so when I started Mary Kay, it was also the time that social media was blooming in the way it was. And for the first time ever, it was in the palm of our hands all the time. Because up to that point, I would only check my social media platforms like on my laptop or when I got home from school, right? Or home from classes. But I was like 6 months into having a smartphone for the first time ever. We were so much more connected than we had ever been. And this was when I started my Mary Kay business. And I started to experiment showing up in my Mary Kay business on social media, on Instagram. And I was trying all kinds of things and sharing authentically my Mary Kay journey. And if you ever want to pull up my Instagram and scroll back 12 years, by all means, go for it. And you can see where I just was trying. I was just showing up. And nobody was modeling it for me, you guys. Nobody was modeling it for me. I did not have a single Mary Kay person to follow on Instagram. I was the Mary Kay girl. And I tried things. And it was awkward. And I got things, and then the social media guidelines came out years later and I adjusted. And it's so funny because in a way, I was a trailblazer when it came to using our Mary Kay business with social media. And what's so cool is that now there's so many of you out there, you're better at it than me. You are better than me, okay? But I had the guts to get started 12 years ago when I didn't have anybody to copy, right? What is it for you? What is it for you? What's the little thing inside of you that you're like, I feel like I could do this, but like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know who to copy. You should try it. I don't know what it is, but that was an example for me. Another one was I was a sales director and my husband and I decided to move to Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. And I was moving away from the city and state where I built my entire Mary Kay business, my offspring sales directors, and I was moving to a whole new land, okay, with 0 team members, 0 leads, okay? And you want to talk about intimidated. You want to talk about uncomfortable. Yeah, even with the pink car, even with offspring back home and a big old team back home, to start over like that. This was a time that I implemented the concepts of a well-worn path, knowing what works for lead generating, booking, sharing, networking, but also the aspect of trailblazing and just starting again, starting fresh, starting new with no leads, with nothing except for the concepts that I had learned from those well-worn paths. And that was the time that I just embraced the activity that wasn't comfortable for me. The amount of warm chatting I had to do. It's not my favorite way to lead generate, but when you don't know a single person in town, you start to do it. And to watch something grow from nothing to a couple of leads, to a couple of bookings, to a small customer base, to a team member, to more customers, to more team members, to offspring sales directors, to a national area. It started with some guts. It started with some courage to implement what I had learned and to embrace being a beginner again. Okay. And so what I want you to know is when it comes to being a trailblazer, as a beauty consultant, as a leader that you're stepping into, if no courage is involved, I don't think you're doing it right. Okay. I want you to know if you're ever feeling in your Mary Kay business a little uncomfortable, okay, you're feeling a little squeezed, you're feeling like, I don't want to do this. This is scaring me. I want you to know that whatever those things are, you're doing something right. because I could go back and look at all the events or the vendor shows or the warm chatting, the restaurant appreciations, the asking for referrals, the you name it, the things I did that felt uncomfortable. But what propelled me, my friends? What made me sit in that discomfort of doing things that I didn't love doing, that didn't feel like they came very naturally? Well, it's back to what I was saying. When you're blazing a trail, you got to know where you're going. Okay. And that is what propelled me. As a beauty consultant, as a sales director, and now as a national sales director, what's your true north? Where are you trying to go? And I focused and I marinated on where do I want to go? And that gave me the courage to just take the next step, to overcome the obstacle in front of me, to work on what was next, because I knew where I was going. My friends, if I didn't know where I was going, why would my feet have ever moved? Why would I have ever gotten comfortable? Uncomfortable, I mean. Why would I have? If I didn't have a dream big enough, why would I? So my question to you is, do you have a dream big enough to propel you into trailblazing? Because if not, you might want to take the notes that you took from today and push them off to the side for just a second. You're going to need to know where you're going. And hey, it's not set in stone. The path might change and wind as you go, but what's your next best step? And what's something you could do right now that would be new, that would take some courage, that would make you uncomfortable, but you know, based on the wisdom and the training that you've received up to this point, it would probably be good for you if you embraced it. That's what I want to empower you to do today. So it's time for us to get into our discussion time. Thank you so much for your time. I am so proud of you for showing up to these, and I'm just praying over all of you. The 2025 is your trailblazing year in your Mary Kate business, in your life, in your finances, in just whatever God has on your heart, a place in your life where you want to grow and go to the next level. It will take traveling to the next level. It will take getting on your way and getting on the right path. And sometimes, my friends, you got to make that path yourself. So I'm cheering you on. I love you guys, and I will see you at seminar. Bye, guys.
Oh my
Hey,
gosh.
ladies, that is so wonderful. Would you guys go ahead and get a piece of paper out? And I'm going to ask you. Hello?
What are you going to ask us, Kelly? You froze.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, where did everyone go? My screen went completely white. Okay, anyways, the first question is this. What do you want your future to be like? I'm going to ask them quickly so it gives you time to think. Number 2 is, what obstacles do you know you need to overcome? Number 3, what do you want from your business? How much money? Do you want to go up the success ladder? What do you want from your business? And the last question is, do you have the guts to do it? So go ahead and go over those questions. I'm going to give you just a minute to think them through. And then you guys can go ahead and unmute your mics and talk about it. Okay, ladies, she's darling, isn't she? I think she said I had to have guts probably 8 times. I should have counted them. I started counting them later on. Okay, so it's so important that we know what we want for our future, because that helps our brain move forward to get things done. So speak it. What do you want for your future? Go ahead and come off your mics. Everyone come off their mics and just start talking. Heather?
I'll go. I want to retire from Kaiser by 2026 and become a national sales director someday.
Wow. Okay. So do you hear Heather? She actually put a date to it. So retiring from Kaiser in 2026 and when to be a national?
I have to put a date to that. I have to really think and write something down.
Oh, okay. It clicked out. Okay. So 2026, she wants to be done with, she wants to retire. So I'm just going to ask you the next question is then what do you want out of Mary Kay? What's going to drive you to retirement?
To be able to have a six-figure plus income to be sustainable so I don't have to have another job. So I can live where I live and support and share with others and grow.
And I know you, Heather, I believe you want to be a director.
Yes.
She's nodding her head yes. This year. Okay.
Put a date on that.
Breaking it down even more, you would want to put a date with that and actually work with Patsy or your director. Okay. Because you want to strategize that and you did put a date for retirement, but now put that date for directorship. And you will be so amazed because you'll start thinking towards it and having action to back it up. Okay, anyone else about their future?
I'd like to not have 5 jobs.
Okay, you do not want to have 5 jobs.
I just want to do one. So, and Mary Kay is going to be that. My obstacle to overcome is going to be social media.
Okay, social media. I know it can be scary, huh?
Well, I was doing all the little things and I was like, I'm afraid. I don't want to be in the limelight, but I know that I need to push through that. And
so Sherry, do you have the guts to push through that?
I'm working on it. I actually did my
so glad
today and actually got a response. So I just need to keep on going. And all the things that I've listened to over the past week, to get my little bling badge when I go to seminar, it's just like, okay, you listen to all these people and they pushed through all their fears and they overcame it. And then they just jumped out and they made their life a successful place. Was it easy? No. I'm prepared for the long haul, but I'm just excited about where we're going. Yeah.
Was it worth it? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Sherry, just work with your director.
Absolutely.
I don't know who your director is, but work with her because she'll help you strategize and you can start thinking more of your future and when you want to get rid of your first job. I had to do that. I had to get rid of jobs.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's where I'm at.
You will want to work with your director, work really close to her. Anybody else about future, what you want from Mary Kay that will drive you to that future and what obstacles you have?
Y'all, it's late here for me. I'm going to go to bed. I appreciate you. Time for me to say
Thanks,
good night.
Sherry.
Good night.
Good night. I think Shannon, you had your hand up.
No, not really, but I'll go ahead and share.
Okay.
I kind of along the same is what's her face who just was talking. Sorry, I was zoning out. Sherry, yes, thank you, Sherry. This is job number 3 for me, and I'm really tired. I want to just have one job too. And this morning I went to my first job and immediately I just kept thinking about, the Mary Kay business and, I'm strategizing in my head, but I'm supposed to be focusing on what's going on around me. And my supervisor says something to me, just another rule, another thing. And I'm like thinking in my head, man, I can't wait so I don't have to come back to this place anymore. So I have a goal and I think that's why I really am trying to step it up right now. And yeah, facing your fears this is not up my alley at all. Everything you guys are doing, I am learning. I feel like a baby. So I'm just
Shannon,
taking one step
we're
at a time.
Shannon, we're so proud of you because you're showing that you have the guts to get it done. So
Mhm.
good job. And I encourage you, it's one thing to say, I'm going to retire from my job and I'm going to retire from it January 2026. We heard Heather say that. And now if you have 3 jobs, Shannon, you'll want to work. I think Diane must be your director. Is that right? Because
Yeah.
I'm hearing her talk to you. So I encourage you to work with her, because then Diane is a master at numbers and she can crunch numbers with you to be able to let go of that first job. And
Mhm.
she will help you look at the future a little more clearly too. Because we want
Absolutely.
to, all of us, including myself, we want to stop saying what we want, but we got to get in action.
Mhm.
And our directors help us do that. Okay. Nicely done. So, ladies, we are closing out and we have a do you have guts to get it done? Do you? Let me hear you. Do you have guts to get it done?
Yes.
Okay, because
Yes.
tonight what we have is we have a promotion for yourself. You're going to promote yourself in the next 24 hours. Who would like to promote themselves in the next 24 hours? I see Heather. I see director's hands going up, Melissa's hand. And this is what it is. In the next 24 hours, just 24 hours. So it would be 8 o'clock tomorrow night. From this point until 8 o'clock, get at least one booking. And that booking could be on Facebook, where you are, or not Facebook, Zoom. You can have a Facebook live party, but we're looking for bookings for you to facial ladies and or share the opportunity. Just one booking. And we want you to let your director know that you got that booking, because then we get to recognize you. And when we do the little wins, that's a little win, you guys, in 24 hours to get one booking. That's a little win. Our guts get really strong.
Mhm.
So we want our guts to get strong and we want to celebrate every win. And I'm so thankful that a national said, get your guts strong. Correct. And then take away this right now for the rest of this week is that Mary Kay herself said, what you believe. So we literally see it in our mind's eye. We see it. If you think about something, let's do this. Have you ever gone and got a new car and you know exactly what you want? Or have you remodeled a room and you know exactly how you want it to look? Have you ever gone on a health journey and lost weight and you have the clothes that you want or hanging them up? It is the same exact with our businesses. What we believe, we can achieve. It's just believing it and seeing it and getting into action to get it done. Just like we would with our weight loss. We see we want to lose 50 pounds. We know the food to eat. We are going to go work out and we get into action. We know the car we're going to buy. We study the car. We see the tax. We know what it is and we get to work and we go get that car. We're going to remodel. We have to tear some things down. We have to go buy some things. We have to, pay for, what are those things we pay for?
Permits.
We have to get permits. Those are horrible. We have to get the permits. We have to listen to the way they want it done, but we get into action because we want it remodeled. So our business is the same. It's our future. And what we do today drives it to fruition. So talk to your directors and remember what Mary Kay says. What you conceive and believe, you can achieve. So we're going to sign off, or actually, is there anything more?
I just want to make one comment that Jamie Taylor said that was like to me a 2x4 on my forehead. She goes, would you book with whatever you're offering? Like when she said that she wasn't excited about the scripts because she was 20 on the campus and she goes, I'm gonna have a little black dress event, made flyers and started inviting people. Like over 30 people showed up. It's like, think outside the box. So maybe you want to do a trash and treasure spring cleaning. Maybe you want to do your own little black dress event. But find something that if you guys are excited, nothing's going to get in your way and everyone will say yes.
You guys are loved. Have a great week.
Thanks, ladies. Thanks, Diane.
Thanks, ladies. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Kelly and Melanie and Patsy and all of you guys for being on tonight. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Diane.